to have royal blood, those little ones. And
Meghan would be nothing if she hadn't married a prince and been looked.
She was apparently screaming to the producers, very, very annoyed.
So, imagine this. It's just another glossy, cheery morning show. You know the vibe, bright studio lights bouncing off perfect smiles, hosts chirping away about the latest celebrity news and royal gossip. Totally routine, totally safe. But then, Angela Levin walks in, and within minutes, the atmosphere changes. The air gets thick, the hosts start fidgeting, and suddenly, the small talk dies out. What she said on live television that day didn't just make headlines. Oh no, it ignited something. Something that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle still haven't managed to put out, because this wasn't about fashion or some cheeky royal feud. This went deeper. It dug into something raw, something they'd kept carefully buried, about their kids, about royal tradition, about questions that nobody was ever supposed to ask out loud.
The world gasped when photos emerged of Prince Harry and his daughter, Lilibet, enjoying a 4th of July parade.
And the craziest part? Harry's reaction gave everything away. The way he spiraled, the way Meghan vanished from sight, the way the world sat, stunned, watching it all unfold in real time. This wasn't harmless chatter anymore. This was a full-blown royal meltdown. And the storm still hasn't passed. What should have been a cookie-cutter morning show interview turned into something electric, something nobody saw coming. Angela Levin stepped onto that set like she owned it. Calm, composed, confident. The seasoned royal expert ready for her segment. But this time, something in her eyes said she was about to drop bombs.
Here's the situation. Prince Harry is fuming. Not just irritated, not just frustrated, full-on furious. And this—
Now, for those who don't know Angela Levin, she's not your sugar-coated palace commentator who plays it safe. No way. She's the one who goes there, the one who says the quiet parts out loud. She doesn't care if her questions make people squirm. In fact, that's her specialty. When others pull back, she leans in. When the media tiptoes, she charges straight through. And that morning, she wasn't holding back, not even close. She sat down, looked straight into the camera, and the air in that studio froze. Viewers saw her lock eyes with the lens. Then she started talking about Prince Harry, but not about his charity work, not about another Netflix project. No, she dove deep into the shadows, the things Harry and Meghan have fought for years to keep out of public view, the whispers, the timelines, the inconsistencies, and suddenly, every living room across Britain went quiet. Millions of people mid-coffee, maybe half listening before work, suddenly snapped to attention. You could feel it.
Angela Levin shut down by Nina Miskow for spreading lies about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Viewers cheered.
Collective gasp through the screen. It was like everyone froze. Gone was the half-listening morning hum. Now everyone was glued to their screens. Angela wasn't gossiping about tiaras or tabloids. She was talking about rules, lineage, royal obligations. She hinted that maybe, just maybe, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex hadn't played by the same rulebook everyone else had to follow. That maybe the centuries-old traditions had been quietly skipped over. And she was calm about it. Too calm, like she was sipping tea with a friend, casually dropping truth bombs that could rattle Buckingham Palace to its core. No shouting, no theatrics, just quiet confidence. And every word landed like thunder. Because when someone stays cool while exposing secrets, people listen harder. And oh boy, did they listen. Within minutes, the internet caught fire. Twitter, or X, whatever we're calling it now, exploded. People were clipping and resharing every line Angela said. Some were outraged, others were shocked, and the rest completely hooked. TikTok blew up with reactions.
Just rip the band-aid off. Angela Levin didn't drop a bombshell. She detonated a PR nuke. In one calculated breath.
Mouths agape, people rewinding the clip whispering, "Did she really just say that?" Instagram stories lit up with reposts. Comment sections were wild. The host sitting next to her looked like they wanted to sink into the floor. You could see it. Nervous smiles, awkward glances, pure panic. But Angela, cool as a cucumber. She knew exactly what she was doing, and she didn't flinch. So, what exactly did she say? Why did it hit so hard? Here's the thing. She pointed out something most people had never really thought about. See, when a royal baby is born, it's not just a family affair. It's an institution event. There's a process. It's all laid out. Where it happens, who's present, the hospital statements, the medical sign-offs.
Do you think you've been very harsh, one woman to another? I mean, you've just used the phrase, she is not fit.
The photos on the hospital steps. Every royal birth follows the same script, for centuries. It's not just ceremony, it's about transparency. Because these babies, they're in the line of succession. And then Angela said what nobody had dared say out loud, where with Archie and Lilibet, something didn't add up. There were missing pieces. No photos on the hospital steps, no official doctor statements, no detailed palace announcement like we've seen with William and Kate's kids. The timeline, fuzzy, the details, vague. It was like they'd torn up the royal rulebook and gone rogue. And once Angela laid it out that way, you couldn't unsee it.
What you're about to see is a prime example of someone who is a narcissist, and this time, she's seething with anger.
She described how every royal birth before had been carefully choreographed with public confirmation of every detail. Hospital name, doctors, timings, everything. But this time, nothing. Everything about Archie and Lilibet's births was off the grid, private, hidden, shrouded in mystery. People started whispering, wait, why? Why so secretive? Why the silence? It's not like them to miss a photo op. Those hospital steps are iconic. Remember William and Kate standing there beaming, cameras flashing, world watching? None of that happened. And then eagle-eyed royal watchers, the kind who can spot a tiara from 1997, started digging deeper, comparing timelines, looking for inconsistencies, even analyzing photos. One by one, they pieced things together, and it didn't match any royal birth before it.
It's brought out the worst in him, and I think it's appalling that his behavior has been so bad.
Every detail that was usually tradition had been swapped out for secrecy, and Angela pointed it out bluntly. This was the first time in modern royal history that a birth had been handled like this. No witnesses, no formal announcements, not even clear hospital confirmation, just Harry's word for it. And when you compare that to the full royal pageantry that always surrounds these moments, yeah, it raised eyebrows. Angela didn't sugarcoat it either. She said straight up, this was unprecedented. The first time the palace skipped every traditional step. The first time no one outside the couple knew what really went down. And then, the detail that shook viewers, apparently the only person present at Archie's birth, based on public record, was Harry himself. No palace officials, no medical confirmations, just Harry's account. People weren't just curious anymore, they were suspicious. Why would Harry and Meghan do this? What were they hiding?
Overall, she remains one of the sloppiest and laziest
These weren't tiny changes. They were major breaks from royal law and order. Angela started listing the irregularities like she was reading a checklist of palace nightmares. She talked about how royal births always come with a formal announcement, every detail included, place, time, weight, everything. But with Archie, the palace announcement came late and light on details. The timing made no sense. Usually the palace declares when a royal goes into labor. Not this time. No breaking news alerts, no hospital updates. Instead, hours later, boom, we had a baby. Surprise. The timeline was strange too. The palace didn't tell the press when Meghan went into labor. Instead, they announced after the fact, and when everything was already over. That had never happened before. Angela raised her eyebrow and simply said, "Why?" Then came the bombshell, the location mystery. Was Archie born at a hospital? At home? At Frogmore Cottage? Nobody could confirm it. Different outlets reported different things. Even Harry's own book didn't line up with travel times between locations.
Did Meghan Markle change her name on baby Archie's birth certificate?
Breaking today.
Internet detectives started running the numbers. Something wasn't adding up. The headlines were merciless, and then Angela Levin struck again. This time, she didn't just talk about the births or the secrecy. She went after something much bigger, something that shook the core of royal tradition. She brought up the question of Archie and Lilibet's status in the royal family. She said, point blank, that all this secrecy could have serious implications for their standing in the line of succession. Think about that. She wasn't gossiping anymore. She was questioning the legitimacy of their titles, their right to be royals at all. The studio went silent. The internet lost its mind. Because if what she implied was true, it meant that the Sussex children's future in the royal hierarchy could be in question. And that's nuclear-level scandal. Within hours, news outlets around the world were covering it. American talk shows, British tabloids, European magazines, all blaring the same question. Did Harry and Meghan break royal traditions so badly it could affect their kids' royal standing? Meghan reportedly lost it. According to insiders, she threw her phone across the room when she saw the coverage, screamed that Angela had crossed a line. Friends said she was shaking with anger, that this wasn't about PR anymore. This was about her children. But here's the trap. If she spoke out, it would make it worse. If she stayed silent, it would look like guilt. There was no winning move. Every choice had consequences. And Angela Levin? She knew exactly what she'd done. By bringing the kids into it, she had cornered them completely. She turned the media storm into a legitimacy crisis. A conversation not just about gossip, but about monarchy, lineage, and truth. Royal watchers were suddenly talking about laws of succession, constitutional implications, the kind of things that never make it to TikTok, until now. Even academics started weighing in, saying that unclear birth details could complicate future succession claims. The situation had spiraled from a morning TV interview into a full-on royal crisis. Now, the Sussexes are stuck. Any move they make looks bad. Speak out, the story explodes again. Stay silent, the whispers grow louder. Try to fight back, people say they're defensive. Ignore it, people say they're hiding. It's checkmate. Angela Levin knew it, the palace knew it, and the world knew it. And then, as if to twist the knife, Angela ended her latest broadcast with 4 chilling words. This is just the beginning. Those words echoed across every news site, every headline, every podcast. Because what she meant was clear. She's not done. She has more to say, more to reveal. And Harry and Meghan, they're stuck waiting, bracing for whatever comes next. They've already lost control of the narrative. Their every move is now framed by this one question. What are they hiding? Weeks later, the conversation hasn't died. It's grown. People around the world are still dissecting timelines, comparing photos, analyzing official statements. Theories pile up by the day. Even people who never cared about royal gossip are now hooked, watching, waiting. The Sussex story has become global entertainment and global embarrassment. For Harry and Meghan, this isn't just a PR nightmare anymore. It's personal. It's emotional. It's their family, their children, their credibility. And now, with Angela teasing more to come, it's far from over. The palace hasn't said a word. The couple hasn't issued a statement. The internet hasn't stopped talking. And the longer it goes on, the worse it gets. Because here's the brutal truth. In the court of public opinion, silence sounds a lot like guilt. And right now, silence is all they've got. So here we are. The storm's still raging, the questions still unanswered, and the world still watching. Why were the traditional protocols skipped? Why did the timelines never quite add up? And what does this mean for the future of those kids, the ones who were supposed to bridge royal history and modern freedom? We don't have those answers yet, but one thing's certain, this saga isn't over. Angela Levin's calm voice still echoes in the background. Harry's visible frustration keeps feeding the fire, and Meghan's silence, it's louder than any statement she could make. So, what do you think? Were they just protecting their privacy or hiding something bigger? Because as of now, the mystery of Archie and Lilibet remains unsolved, and the entire world is still waiting for the truth. And if Angela's final words are any indication, this is only the beginning.